If you woke up tomorrow with $1 billion, what would you do? I know you'll probably go all out and spend every penny on useless things for temporary entertainment like food and shopping. Should I name more, or should I just keep ourselves guilt-free still?
I don't want to see how to think I'm guilty.
Business moguls and tech entrepreneurs, on the other hand, didn't get rich by spending all their money. They all are actually quite like Uncle Scrooges in terms of spending.
Seconds, day and night without a break.
So today, let's have a look at 8 cheapest billionaires with net worth over $1 billion. Number 8. Azim Premji. Wipro is an Indian IT giant. It began in the 1940s as a cooking oil company, but becoming an international behemoth requires more than luck in commercial ability. Chairman Azim Premji's crazy frugality would shame Uncle Scrooge. Despite his $16 billion fortune, he still manages Wipro to the tiniest detail, even to the point that he monitors how much toilet paper his employees use and reminds them to turn off the lights when they leave. His own financial habits aren't much different. He drives a battered old Toyota, which is actually a step up from the battered old Ford Escort he drove earlier. When he's not in the mood to drive, he hops on a 3-wheeled rickshaw. The so-called bare-bones billionaire flies economy class to his daily business meetings throughout the world. His frugality, however, doesn't extend to his donations to charity. Premji has donated tens of millions of dollars to charity, funded a university, and launched a foundation to help Indians land high-paying employment. Well, he's literally putting the quote, "sharing your blessings," into action. Number 7. Carlos Slim Helu. Mexico's wealthiest man, Carlos Slim Helu, made his money in telecom and retail. He controls more than 200 firms, including Telmex, Mexico's largest phone service provider. His estimated net worth is around $70 billion. Such wealth should be linked with multi-million-dollar residences, chauffeured limos, and high-end tailor suits. Well, as you guessed right, Helu has none of them. He's lived in the same modest home for almost 30 years. He spends much of his downtime with his family in a country where the wealthy are typically targets for wandering criminals. Helu drives himself everywhere. He's downright brave, isn't he? I was even surprised to know that despite being tech-savvy and the owner of a telecom company, he has no computer. Using a paper ledger, he does his own accounts and correspondence. He's one of the world's most adept investors, and his wealth proves it. Even if he wants to buy your company, he'll drive his own car and wear a poor suit. Number 6. Mark Zuckerberg. Despite recent public grilling before Congress about Russian intervention in the 2016 US election, Mark Zuckerberg remains the face of Facebook, now Meta, the monolithic social network he helped establish. He spends his $70 billion wealth on real estate. Among other assets, he has a $7 million Palo Alto mansion. Zuckerberg is one of the richest men in the US, yet he dislikes wealth's trappings. He doesn't dress well, and he's probably got a whole wardrobe of gray tees. He is generally being seen in basic brand attires, and if vehicles are the ultimate status indicator, it looks like Zuckerberg couldn't care less about the status he drives to work. He drives a 2014 Volkswagen GTI with a manual transmission to the Meta campus every day. Zuckerberg has also been philanthropic. He's donated billions to charity, and even his $100 million Kauai mansions were bought with preservation in mind. Number 5. Amancio Ortega. The world's richest retailer is Amancio Ortega, the owner of Zara, a subsidiary of Inditex, the world's largest clothes store. Ortega's wealth is about $70 billion, so his employees might be surprised to find him eating lunch in the company cafeteria. He still lives in a small Spanish town where he was reared and is known figure. Yet he is one of the few persons in Spain and Europe who never wears his own brand. Instead of withdrawing to a private office, he's typically seen on the production floor discussing new ideas with his designers. He may be one of the richest guys in the world, but he's quite humble. Number 4. Jim Walton. Jim Walton is the youngest son of Walmart founder Sam Walton. Hence, he's affluent. Yep, I'm talking about everyone's go-to retail store. Walton Enterprises owns $90 billion in Walmart stock. His personal net worth is over $40 billion, so you'd expect him to live on one of America's coastlines. But Jim lives in Bentonville, Arkansas, in a community of less than 50,000, where the first Walmart opened in 1970. Jim works long hours in a Bentonville office building, managing the family firm with 20 people. He's the first to arrive and the last to leave in his rusty old Dodge Dakota. None of his employees want his job because he works too hard. Well, that's good. Nobody in the company wants to steal his spot, like many other companies out there, right? Former Walmart CEO David Glass says, Jim is like his father, where he likes to get things done. Number 3. John Caldwell. British telecom employee John Caldwell has a net worth of $2.4 billion, the founder of Phones for You. He sold 85% of his telecom company in 2005, yet the sudden cash didn't modify his economical principles. Caldwell said he was raised to be frugal, and he's right. He explained that his family had to be economical growing up in the 1950s. Caldwell used to bike 14 miles to work and admits how he likes cheap suits. He told Forbes that he didn't like Savile Row clothes and didn't need to buy them for self-confidence. Even though he was the UK's top taxpayer, he trims his own hair to save money. Well, that's one skill I admit I should try learning. And maybe I could make a fortune trimming my neighbor's hair too. Number 2. Bill Gates. The Buffett-Gates pledge was signed by arguably the only guy with a fortune to rival our top 1 cheapest billionaire, and he is also just as famously cheap. Bill Gates is a long-standing buddy of Warren Buffett and has adopted his frugal lifestyle. He may possess many automobiles and live in a beautiful home, but some of his quirkier habits reflect the fact that he didn't amass his $82 billion fortune by flinging his money around. Gates flew coach to high-stake business meetings for years and once admitted that the wristwatch he was wearing cost $10. This puts even my grandpa's watch to shame, I admit. He promised to contribute half his fortune to charity. This is touching for someone with so much. Number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is the world's infamously cheap billionaire who orders his daily takeouts on McDonald's that costs less than or equal to $3.17. Buffett admits to stopping over at McDonald's for his 5-minute drive to work and would order his everyday breakfast meal that fits within his $3.17 budget. He still lives in a $31,500 home. He drives second-hand automobiles and looks for deals, including hail-damaged cars. He favors quiet nights strumming his ukulele or playing bridge and dresses. And like most of the rich, he donated a lot of money to charity. He co-signed the Gates-Buffett Giving Pledge alongside Zuckerberg, committing to donate half his wealth. Well, this confirms the infamous gossip about how the truly wealthy are actually the cheapest people around. It's because they all know how money could disappear in a wink of time, and they have to always think of the value of every penny they spend. Do you think their ways are right? Well, if you want to learn more surprising facts about the wealthiest of the wealthy in the world, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell icon so you stay updated.